to You So You. Today we're looking at welt pockets for the Thurlow trousers. So here you can see the welts themselves have been interfaced, folded in half and basted along the edge between the two notches. So that's been done on all 4 welts, and these will be making the actual welt portion of the pocket itself. So in terms of placement, you see I've marked on the back piece of the trousers with the light blue thread the end point of the welt itself. It runs across just at the bottom of the rear dart. So it's been half on either side. The marks line up with the notches. Okay, so they'll both be stitched along there. One on either side of that point. Just want to pin these in place, and then I'm going to be doing the stitching. So make sure that the raw edges are in line with the placement of the welts themselves. And making sure they're straight, making sure they're even, and making sure that notch placement is accurate. So we're going to stitch along between the notches on both welts to secure them in place, leaving the ends outside of the notches unstitched. So there'll be a gap between both lines of stitching. So here we can see that I've attached the welts themselves, leaving the ends free and at the top and the bottom, and I've also attached the lining and the facing for the rear pocket, which will fold up and create a pocket bag, and they've been edged with my new overlocking foot. The bag's only been attached to the lower welt, not the top welt, along its top edge. Raw edges lined up with raw edges of the welt. And now we're ready for the next stage, which is the slightly scary one. We need to cut a hole in our fabric. So we're going to carefully take the scissors and cut between the 2 lines of stitching, securing the welts to our trouser back. So cut into the fabric, and then you're going to cut along between the 2 lines of stitching, almost to the end. So when you're a short way away from the end, turn and cut diagonally towards but not through the stitching. So this will create a little triangle of fabric at the end of the welt. And do the other side exactly the same way, but almost to the end. And then diagonally up to, but not through, the stitching to create a triangle at the end of the welt. So the next step is to turn the pocket through to the inside of the trousers. The right side facing so far, so tuck the pocket bag inside and the welt edges. Make sure the ends go through and that the triangles are through to the wrong side of the fabric as well. Now this can take a bit of encouragement to get all the fabric through to the wrong side. Remember, there's little triangles at the end of the welt and they need to come through as well so they can be secured down. A bit of gentle encouragement, and everything comes through. However, there is a bit of an issue with my welts, as you'll see once everything is tucked through, and that's that they are not lining up in the middle of the gap as they should. Now this is because I misread the pattern and didn't see where it said stitch in the middle of the welt. I wonder what Kiki would make of this. What do you think, Kiki? Did I do a good job? No? Do I need to redo it? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so as Kiki suggested, I've restitched the welts so they're a bit further away from the raw edge, and I'm ready to turn the pocket the right way out. So with a bit of encouragement, we've got everything going into the inside of the trouser leg, and the edges are going to tuck inside. Those triangles of fabric are going inside as well, ready to be secured when we complete the next step. A little bit of encouragement to get it all into place. A little bit of a snip where I've missed cutting up to the new stitching line. I stopped at the previous one, which obviously isn't going to help. Carefully, so as not to snip the new stitches, because that would be a disaster. And a little bit of a smooth out. A little bit more trimming up, just to make sure that everything is going through as smoothly as possible. And there we can see the welts are meeting in the middle of the gap as they should, which is much better than we did before. As you can see, we've done that on both back trouser legs, so we will have two matching welt pockets. Okay, so we're now ready to make sure everything's in place for the stitching down. I'm going to be stitching down the sides of the welt pockets because they aren't interfacing on the inside. It's not called for in the pattern, but I think I will do that next time I make them. Give the welt itself a quick press to make sure everything is in place ready for that stitching. It just says stitch the triangles down the pattern, but I think a bit more stability from interfacing will help. In terms of the pocket lining itself, that's going to be folded up to meet the top of the back of the trouser leg. Once the triangles at the edges of the welt have been stitched down, so they're underneath the little tabs at the end of the welts themselves, so they'll be secured to the welts. I'm going to secure them to the back fabric itself with a bit of top stitching. So you fold up the pocket, stitch around the outside and secure the facing to the welt. So the stitching has now been done. I've top stitched down the sides to secure those edges, and we have a fully functional welt pocket. It's a little bit on the shallow side, so I might do it deeper next time, but that lining is rather gorgeous. Wonder if it's Kiki approved. Do you like them, Kiki? Were they good pockets? Oh, I think that's a yes. So do like and subscribe below for more videos on sewing, weaving, knitting, crochet. At some point there might even be some spinning. And hop over to the blog at yousewou.com for more details on all of my projects and hints and tips and so on as we go. And we'll see you next time, won't we, Kiki? Yeah.